Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Friday event for World of Tanks Blitz is finally released. In today's video, I will be mainly focusing on the WZ-114 SP2, a Tier 10 Chinese collector heavy that is part of this event. I have not played it yet. As you can see, I haven't even claimed it yet. How much money did it cost for me to get my hands on this vehicle? About $200 US. It's not ridiculous, to be fair. I thought it was going to be more like 400, but thankfully it wasn't. That is because you're able to purchase bundles with gold that will give you more coupons. So essentially I spent $200 on gold, then bought a bunch of bundles with that gold to then get coupons so that I could then get the tank, even though I already had the vehicles. Yeah, it's kind of stupid. If you plan on doing this, make sure to sell the collectors, because you will not get gold compensation. But yeah, the vehicle is still ridiculously expensive. I would highly recommend to not get the tank currently until it comes out cheaper in the future, which it definitely will. But if you did buy it, or you're scared of rolling up against it and not knowing too much about the vehicle, today's video I'll be reviewing the tank, showcasing the armor, its gun, and everything you're going to want to know about it. So let's claim it with 1,600 coupons, and here it is. It's actually a really nice looking vehicle. It does have a legendary camo, which we are not able to see yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll get a pop-up offer anytime while I'm doing this video. So we are going to start off with the consumables on this tank. I'm obviously just going to be running double repair kits and our favorite adrenaline. In terms of food and fuel, always the classic, and yeah, there's not much special, and there you go. Finally the camo. Nice. Now I love the way this camo looks. I mean, look at this camo. Holy. Wargaming, I gotta say, you did a fantastic job on the camo. Sometimes Wargaming doesn't do a great job, like the AMX M4 Firebird camo, in my opinion, not the best. But yeah, I mean, this looks absolutely amazing, and it pairs with the vehicle just so well. Now we're obviously going to give this vehicle some more ammo. We don't need that much HE. We're going to go 8 HE, 8 heat, and 24 AP. That should be good. Equipment, we are going to be running calibrated. It doesn't have a ridiculous amount of heat pen, so it's always nice to boost it up to a pretty solid 360 mils. Decent standard pen as well. We're going to give it ramming capabilities. We're going to do view range, enhanced gun laying drive, improved assembly to get some more extra HP. Engine accelerator to go a bit faster, and then obviously the basic ones like toolbox, and to finish it off, we're going to do consumable delivery system. So at this point, we have fully equipped our 114. Let's take a look at how the gun is on paper, how its mobility is, and then we're going to take a look at the armor and get into some gameplay. So in terms of the gun, .389 dispersion, pretty mediocre, I'm going to be honest. But take a look at that damage, 620 a shot. So while it's not very accurate, it at least makes sense. It hits really, really hard. The damage per minute is about what I'd expect, 2,400. That's actually a bit better than what I thought. The E100 is like 2,200 DPM, and that has 80 alpha. And the VK72 has 600 alpha, 2,400 DPM. So this is more in line with the VK72, but it's a really chunky alpha, especially that HE 870. That is super dangerous. So in terms of the gun, it's hitting really hard. The aiming time is pretty bad though. We're gonna have to take a look at how it actually feels in gameplay paired with the pretty mediocre on movement dispersion. 7 degrees of gun depression, not actually bad. It's enough to work ridge lines. It's the same as a vehicle like the E100 and VK72, so I can't really complain all too much. In terms of mobility, reaches a top speed of 32, so pretty eh. And in reverse, it's 13, so even more eh. Yeah, it's not a fast vehicle. Power to weight is also dookie at 13. Traverse speed's actually pretty good, though, at 36 degrees a second. Depends on its terrain resistances, though. So, yeah, overall, it seems like a pretty slow vehicle. But that does make sense. It has 2,750 HP, which is a lot. And look at that turret armor, 290 mils. Let's go make our way over to Armor Inspector and see just how strong that actually is. This is what the 114 looks like against an IS-4 running calibrated using AP ammunition. We can see it's actually pretty solid in terms of upper plate and turret armor, but don't get fooled by that upper plate. It's actually not that strong. Without enhanced armor on, you're going to pen it with just about every single shell. So I'm probably going to try it out with enhanced instead of actually running our improved assembly. Sure, we're going to lose about 150 health, but I don't know, man. I'd rather get bounces than no bounces on that upper plate. In terms of effective turret armor, though, really solid. Look at this, 280, and just the base turret armor is 330. So yeah, like an IS-4 with Calion's gonna butter through it, but using gun depression, yeah, it's a bit of a different story. Not only is the upper plate upwards of 420, but the entire turret is red. You cannot pen this vehicle at all hull down. It's basically like an AMX M4 in that regard, where its upper plate's pretty bad if you load heat, and the hatch is pretty big on the roof, but using this thing with gun depression, you hide the hatch, and wow, does this armor become incredible. So yeah, the actual armor on the 114 SP2 is pretty dang effective, especially if you're not running calibrated shells on your heavies. Guess what? This is going to be a whole different story. Its cheeks are definitely going to be pennable, but it's going to be a lot harder, especially if it's just using a couple degrees of gun depression. So overall, frontally, the 114 is definitely going to be a bit of a learning curve for people that don't fully understand its armor, and I'll probably struggle with it a bit in my first couple games, but overall, not too bad. Side scraping capabilities actually looks pretty dang solid, as we can see. You can over-angle that quite a bit. It's all red, which is pretty nice. Does have a little bit of a corner cutout here, but it's not too big of a weak spot. And rear armor, let's take a look, 95. The back of the turret's 94. So do keep in mind, 150 millimeter HE shells will be a bit of a threat. For example, pull out the 268, reload HE, calibrate it on. Yeah, you're going to have to be careful. Just keep that in mind. But in terms of actual HE protection, you should be pretty well off. Overall, the 114 SP2 has really good armor. It's nothing incredible, because you have to remember it's slow, but it's solid, especially when you're using it in a hull down position. Just like the Tier 9 114, this is not going to be a vehicle you want to drive on flat because of the big lower plate and the just massive weak spot of an upper plate. Drive it hull down, and that's where your armor is going to be insane. Here we are in our first game. We are pretty solid, and actually traverse speed seems fine. Terrain resistances are pretty solid, it seems like, on most situations here, which is actually pretty nice. Alright, so we're going to help out our STB. We're going to head over towards medium side. Power to weight, even though it is only 12, it seems actually pretty okay, even climbing uphill there. That didn't seem too bad, so it must have actually really good terrain resistances, which would make sense, judging that we just talked about how its traverse is actually pretty solid. We got a nice bounce from the enemy M48 Patton. Something I will say about this vehicle, very, very large. Like, this thing is chunk, so that is something you will have to keep in mind while driving it. It's going to be hard to hide it, especially around cover. On-movement dispersion is terrible, though. Like, the actual on-move accuracy seems really, really bad. So we're just going to move on up here. I don't think we're going to be able to get any shells out just yet. We got the Patton off to the side. Chunk! There you go. Nice shot finishing off the enemy M48 Patton. We got the Kron in the back. Definitely going to be a nasty tank to fight. Also, something else I forgot to mention is turret traverse. It's actually pretty good. Turret traverse is one of those values that you overlook, but is actually super important, because if you have bad turret traverse, you're going to struggle in a lot of games to get the job done. So we got the Yo, and oh, that was a lucky shot, but I'm not going to complain. It hit, and we did 600 damage. I just can't believe that we aimed at his turret and it hit him in the lower plate. Great example of the pretty bad dispersion, to be completely honest. We got the FV4202 right in front of us, and chunk. Oh, that feels so nice, though. Being able to chunk somebody for 600 in a vehicle that really doesn't, you know, suffer from a lot of the armor consequences you normally would in something like an E100, where, yeah, I don't know, I just really like this tank. I'm going to be honest. Like, it looks amazing, which is checking one of my boxes off. A nice looking vehicle is always going to be sitting high in my opinions, even if it's like not the best vehicle. If it just looks nice, I'm always going to like it. All right, let's see if we can get a... Oh, unfortunate. I was really hoping we could get a juicy HE into the T100, but oh well, not the end of the world. We're going to reload. We got 8 more seconds left. The Kron is going to absolutely crabapper on my teammate there. Got the Yo off to the side, and the T100 is just going to drive right out into the open. Oh, 550 shot into his vehicle. Just like that, the T100 is no longer existing. We got the Kron right in front of us. We also got the E100 in, or not the E100, the 60 TP in the back. I'm just going to push this guy if I can, and chunk! Oh, that feels so nasty. All right, well, we got 10 more seconds left, and I'm hoping we can get just one shell into the enemy 60 TP. Come on, reload. 3, 2, oh yeah, we're gonna hit this. This is gonna hit real hard. Bonk! Yeah, baby! 637 damage into the enemy 60. That just, I don't know, I just really like this tank overall so far. I mean, It seems fairly well balanced in the fact that, you know, it's got a very mid upper plate, super weak lower plate, and the armor on the turret is really good, but only if you're fully hull down. And when you pair that with the fact that its on-movement dispersion's really bad, it seems like it's actually a pretty equal on terms of balance and fun tank, because it hits hard, but it doesn't have a ridiculous amount of DPM. It has a decent chunk of armor, but it also has a lot of weak spots, including a hatch that a lot of people can shoot if they know how to aim. It's got big weak spots on the upper plate, lower plate, side armor. So, I don't know. I really can't complain about this vehicle. Here we are in our second battle. We are on Canal. Not a great map for us, because Canal's a very medium-dependent map. I'm not really a vehicle that I would consider to be fast. I mean, again, the power to weight's actually decent on this vehicle, but in terms of actual speed, we still only go 32. So because of that, yeah, I can't really say that we're going to be getting anywhere super-duper fast. Oh, that's so disappointing. It was such a well-aimed shot. Went where we shot, but, you know, 57 heavy armor moment. Well, nothing I can really do about that. Our Emil-2 has already bled a crap ton of health, and that's not necessarily good. I was kind of hoping we could shoot that VK, but he got spotted just a tad bit too late. 57's off to the side. Is the VK going to be able to show us his weak spots? Let's find out. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Oh, maybe if he keeps going, though. Come on. Go up just a little bit more. Come on. Just a little more. No, unfortunate. We got the Yo and just about every other tank on the side over here as well. The problem is they have the T-57 Heavy, who is a serious threat. And there's not much I can do with that 57 Heavy possibly on our side. So for now, we're just going to chill right here. I'm going to plop on my adrenaline. We're going to see if I can get some damage into these guys. Come on, keep going, Yo. Keep going. Oh, very close. Come on. There you go. Nice. Big 650 damage shot out. Not a great job again from our team, though, here. They are just bleeding. Come on, reload. This is the downside of having high alpha and low DPM right here. You just got to sit and wait for your reload over and over and over. Just gonna... That was a bit my fault, but not so great shell velocity. To be honest, our team is bleeding them out, which is obviously very, very important. We got the 57 Heavy off to the side. Alright, let's reload, and let's see if we can get a bonk into his vehicle. Nope, not able to do that. That's really, really unfortunate. Well, if he's going to poke his turret, we are. There you go. Nice 580 damage shot. Okay. I'm really hoping that our team gets some farms out. We do have the Hovry off to the side, which is obviously pretty good. Got the Kron, though, which is also a pretty big threat. Just going to back on up here. Ow. Well, at least we got a shell out. Pretty sure that's the Patton camping off to the side, which is really lame if it is. Oh boy, and he's just going to go right through our armor. Let's just try and gun block him, but yeah, great example of the not so fantastic armor this vehicle carries. We do get a nice shot, though, into the enemy 57 Heavy, so not too bad there. We're just going to chill right here for now, and that Kron really can't do much to us. I'm just going to send it, to be honest. I am going to get shot once, but we're not going to get shot twice, and we are able to finish off that enemy 57 Heavy. So, we are probably going to lose this game. We did a lot, and we did more than we really should have had to, but it doesn't matter when this is the team you get gifted. So, what do we have? Well, I'm going to try and push down over here. We got the Kron off to the side. Go, 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 go. Come on. Maybe we can get a shell into the side of the Kron. Oh, we got the Yo as well. Let's aim it on the Yo with an HE. There you go. Nice shot. 92E1 can't hit me right now, which is obviously pretty good. But we do have to worry about that Yag Tiger, and I don't know what he's doing right now. Hori also just got bled a big, big chunk. The Kron is on reload. Please. Okay, Kron dumped his clip. That's actually really, really good. Aiming on the rear of the Kron. Yes! You know what? It's still winnable. This is still a winnable game. Our bat chat is fairly healthy, and if that player can get a clip into the Patton, it's actually still possibly win. We're up to 4,500 damage at this point. Oh boy, but... Yep, never mind. It's not winnable. I lied. Especially with the Yag Tiger off to our side. I don't really know what I'm going to be able to do here. We're just going to drive on up, but even that's a pretty sussler move. Now we lost. Yes, you are right on that. We did indeed lose now. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to drive over this way. We're going to see if I can finish off the Patton. I'm going to ignore the Yag Tiger for now. Come on, go, 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 go. Alright, Patton drives out like a doofus, and... oh, that's my fault. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, it doesn't matter, though. Let's be real. We did good! The 114 did a solid job here, and that last shot, I just mispredicted where the Patton was, but let's be real. It wouldn't have mattered. I had a full healthy Ag Tiger with tungsten on my butt, and a T92E1 that I wouldn't have been able to catch. So, sure, I might have done 5k, but it wouldn't have changed the overall outcome of this battle. Either way, I think the tank's pretty solid. I mean, when you have a team with an AFK Type 68 who literally does nothing, that's already a loss. I mean, if that guy alone had done something, probably could have been a win. We had a Batchat who camped the whole game, 42%, didn't help us at all. Our Patton didn't really do anything. I mean, the whole team fell apart, even the Chieftain and everybody. Just bad, bad team. Either way, we did a solid job, and I think it showcases really the 114's capabilities. It doesn't have a lot of DPM, its accuracy is pretty mediocre, but it's got decent armor when hull down, and it's got a lot of HP to work. When you pair these things together, I think it's a fairly well-balanced vehicle. It's a fun tank to play, it's got a big alpha like we saw me HE the back of that Kron. So yeah, I think it's a solid tank. I don't think it's better than a vehicle like the E100, because the E100 is similar on mobility. It's got more frontal armor, and it hits harder. And I also don't think it's better than a VK72, because the VK72 has 600 alpha, it has similar DPM, but it's more mobile due to the super speed equipment that you can run on it. But I think that this is a nice in-between between the VK72 and E100, where it's much better hull down, much worse on flat. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.